Eva and welcome back to my YouTube channel. In today's video I have another recipe for you guys, but before we get into the video, make sure to give this video a nice thumbs up and don't forget to hit that subscribe button and the little bell so you don't miss out on my videos. Alright, let's get started. So if you can tell by my shirt, we're going to be using some lemon today. So today we're going to be making lemon poppy seed cupcakes with a blackberry icing. Now, since I was a little kid, I don't know why, I loved lemon poppy seed muffins. I would make them all the time. I was little, I made it out of a box. It's fine. But I was obsessed with them. I could eat them all the time. But I think I'm going to change things up a bit and make it more of a cupcake with an icing and add some nice blackberry twist to it. So you guys will see what we're doing. But all you're going to need for this recipe is your flour, some sugar, some baking powder, baking soda, salt, your eggs, butter, lemon juice, and lemon zest. You can use vanilla extract or that vanilla bean paste like I've used in a couple of my videos now. Of course, your poppy seeds and some sour cream. Now this is for the cupcake. Now for the icing, we're going to be using blackberries. Super excited. Just you wait until you see what we do with this. Then some powdered sugar, some more butter, and a little bit of salt. Now, is this the healthiest recipe in all of the land? No. But who eats healthy all the time, 24/7? And I love these, and you're going to love them too. So it's fun. It's okay to snack and to have some sweets once in a while. It's not going to kill you. So, the first thing that you guys are going to want to do is preheat your ovens to 350 degrees. We've already done that. And then line a pan, spray a pan, use little silicone thingies like I've used before, but that's all you're going to want to do for now. Okay, so I have a bunch of different tools and gadgets with me now that I'm going to be using. But the first thing you're going to want to do is just take, a whisk or something, and you're going to take your flour, which I have in here. Then you're going to take your baking powder, baking soda, and your salt, and you're just going to kind of mix this all together and give it a nice little stir. And then we're going to be sifting this, but I'm not going to do that just yet. I'm literally going to sift it right into our big bowl here once I'm ready to kind of slowly add the dry ingredients to the wet ingredients. So I'm just going to get this prepped and set this aside until I'm ready to use it. I like to kind of just keep only what I need right in front of me just so I don't mix anything up. Just keeps me more organized. I'm not going to accidentally add something to a step that it's not needed and all that. So first thing I'm going to do is we're going to take our butter, and all we're going to do is just cream our butter. So you're just going to do this for a little bit just until it's no longer yellowy, if that makes sense, and it's light and fluffy and it almost has like no color to it anymore. It's almost like white. Okay, so we're all softened. Now we're going to go ahead and add in our sugar. So now all we have is our butter and our sugar. Okay, so now we have kind of like a sugary scrub kind of consistency. So now we're going to be adding in our lemon zest. It's be a couple tablespoons. Okay, so next we're going to be adding in our eggs and your vanilla extract or vanilla bean paste like I have. Now, you don't have to do this, but before I add in the flour, because that's what's going to make a kind of tough cupcake or cake or whatever it is, just the gluten forming when you're over mixing. It depends on what kind of flour you're using too, but I like to take it step by step and mix every ingredient separately till it gets emulsified really well, and then when it comes to the flour, I'm not going to have to be mixing like too much. So I'm going to do the eggs, and then once this is done and emulsified really well, I'm going to add in the vanilla bean paste. Okay, just adding that egg, we really have way more of like a battery consistency. So now time for the vanilla bean. These mini spatulas are life. So just keep in mind, like I've told you guys in other videos that I've used this, If you're going to be using something like this, just, of course, it's going to change the color a little bit. You're going to have your little specks in there like vanilla bean compared to just the liquid, like the extract. Okay, so now we're going to be adding about half of our sour cream. Plop that right in there. And then about half of our flour mixture. So I'm going to get my sifter. I'm going to take about half of each. Then I'm just going to go ahead and sift this. And then now that we have the flour in here, we're going to mix this until it's just well combined. So we're going to mix this on a low setting and just make sure not to over mix anything, like I always say, so you don't get a rough and tough cupcake with a bunch of tunnels and it's not nice and smooth and moist anymore. So all we're doing when we're sifting, it's still the same flour and everything, we're just incorporating air. So then we're just going to repeat the same exact thing. So now we're just going to use up all of our sour cream and all of our flour, baking powder, soda, and salt mixture. Okay, so now you should have something pretty thick right now, something that looks like this. See, it's like not moving all that much. So this is more right now, I would say like a banana bread or something type consistency, and that's because we haven't added in our lemon juice or anything like that yet. So with the lemon juice and the poppy seeds, all you're going to want to do is take a spatula and just kind of gently fold that in. You're not going to be mixing everything like crazy. Like I said, you don't want to overmix anything. And at this point, everything is nice and well combined. So you're just going to want to fold those two ingredients in. Alright, so we have our lemon juice. Oh, this is freshly squeezed, so we don't need that chunk of lemon in there. I mean, I guess you could use it if you wanted to. So we have that, and then we have our poppy seeds. Alright, so you guys should have something that looks like this. So now all we're gonna do is start filling up our cupcake tins just like you normally would, about 2/3 of the way full. And then we're just going to plop these in the oven. And that's it for this part. And then we're going to move on to our frosting. So let me just find my little scooper and then we'll speed up through this. Okay guys, so the recipe says that it would make 12 to 14 of these, but here's 12 right here, and I actually overfilled them a little bit because I have so much. But we still have like a good amount more in here, so I think we're going to be getting more than 14, but we'll see. So I'm just going to go ahead and put these in the oven. It says for 16 to 20 minutes, so I'm going to put them in for the 16, do our toothpick test, and then see. So I'll see you guys in another 16 minutes. Okay, so now while our cupcakes are baking, plus I actually ended up getting another 8 of them, so we ended up with 20, just an FYI. We're going to now work on our frosting. So I just have a NutriBullet here, and the first thing that we're going to do is we're going to take our blueberries, and this is after you've rinsed them and all that good stuff. You're just going to put them in your NutriBullet, your blender, your food processor, whatever it is that you guys want to use. And then we're just going to emulsify these in here. We're going to get a nice little like puree. Okay, so you guys should have something that looks, oops, it's going to splatter on me. You guys should have something that looks like this. Just like a nice little puree. So next thing we're going to do is take a small to medium saucepan, whatever it is that you guys have, and then we're going to start taking this little by little, and we're going to pour this over and take, you know, a spoon or something like that, and we're just going to push this through and remove any of the seeds. can see it's coming through. We just don't want, it's an icing, so you can have the seeds if you want to, but that's not typically ideal for something like this, especially because we're going to be having it go over the stove and everything, and it's just not going to be as smooth in your frosting if you have all the seeds. So okay guys, so once you are done, you'll see, can you guys see that? You see just like all of the seeds left over. So you're just going to discard those, and then you should be left with something that looks like this. See, it's kind of, it's not like water, but it's definitely runny. So what you're going to do with this now is you're going to go ahead and go to the stove, and then you're going to simmer this on the stove on low heat while you're, you know, mixing it around here and there for about 10 to 20 minutes, just until this gets a little bit thicker, more like a jam consistency. And then we're gonna have to let that cool down before we add it to our icing. But this is already looking and smelling so good and tasting really good because I totally spilled some and ate it, and it's good. So I'm gonna head and go ahead and head over to the stove, and then I'm just gonna simmer this, and then I'll show you guys what it looks like when we're done. Okay, so let's see how we look at the 16-minute mark for our first batch. Alright, this is what we're looking like. Our toothpicks came out clean. They all look literally exactly the same. So I'm just going to go ahead and let these cool while I put the other ones in. Okay, so while we wait for our cupcakes to cool and our puree to still be simmering, I'm just going to go ahead and get a start on our icing. So first, I'm just going to go ahead, and now we have 2 sticks of butter, so this is going to take a little bit longer, and I'm just going to go ahead and start creaming our butter. And of course, this is going to go by way faster if you let this kind of sit at room temperature first, so definitely do that. Alright, so now we're just going to add in our salt, and then about 2 cups of our powdered sugar. So I'm just going to kind of scoop with this, just get about that much. And then we're just going to, on a lower speed, just kind of blend this up a little bit. Alright, so now we're just waiting on our puree to be finished, and then we're just going to add a couple tablespoons of that into our icing, and then go ahead and continue adding the powdered sugar, and then depending on the texture and consistency and flavor, whatever it is that you guys prefer, you can go ahead and add more of that puree as you go. If you think it needs to be thinned out a little bit, if you want more of that blackberry flavor, whatever it is, it's totally up to you guys. But I'm just going to go ahead and do that, and then I'll show you what it looks like once we add our puree in here. It's going to look so good. It's going to change up the color and the flavors so much. Alright guys, so we're still hot, but I just wanted to let you guys see kind of like what we had going on here. So it's definitely a lot thicker than before, but like I can still swipe through, see like it doesn't run, but it's definitely way thicker than before. So we're just going to go ahead and let this cool down a bit before we add it to our icing, but I'm so excited. Just a quick tip, so I've never made this before, but seeing that this takes like a little while to prepare, I mean of course you can probably buy your own blackberry preserves, but since this takes a little while to prepare, and then on top of it we're going to be waiting for this to cool and stuff too, then I probably would recommend you doing this first before you make your cupcakes and everything, because then by the time you're done with your cupcakes and they're done baking and everything and cooling, this will be done cooling, and then you can go ahead and make your frosting. See, it's definitely Definitely way different than when we first started out. So I think what I'm going to do now is I'm going to take a couple tablespoons of our puree and then put it in one of our little condiment container thing, like when I made the DIY Chick-fil-A sauce. I'm just going to put roughly what we're going to need in here. So hopefully it can just cool down a little bit quicker when it's in a colder environment and isolated. It's not this whole thing and then it's a really hot pan that it's been sitting in too. So it's gonna just take roughly what I need and put it in another container. Alright guys, so we're all cooled. Now it's time to continue making our icing. So we're just going to go ahead and add in the puree. Look at that. Crazy. Okay, so now, that color already. We're just gonna start adding in more and more of our powdered sugar, about half a cup at a time, until we use up all of it. How good does this look, you guys? I cannot wait to try this. Oh my god. Okay, so that was ridiculously good. I can only imagine how this is going to taste with everything and all the cupcakes. So, I have this little, like, I don't know, silicone thing, and I'm just going to start filling it up with some icing, and then we'll start icing our cupcakes. Okay guys, we're all done. Check out that color. I'm dying right now. I can't even. Why would you ever use food coloring or anything again, honestly? I mean, you don't even have to do the whole puree. If you have, you know, freeze-dried strawberries or powder, or even if you just want to use normal strawberries, blueberries, blackberries, whatever it is, you're going to get your color that way, and it's so much healthier. And I just can't wait to try this. Okay, so I think I'm going to cut one in half just so we can kind of see the poppy seeds on the inside. This looks so good, you guys. Oh my god, I don't want to ruin it. I'm just going to cut this one in half. You guys, I mean, this looks exactly how I used to make it when I was younger. It smells so good. Okay. So we're going to cut her in half. Oh, looks so good. Okay, now my favorite part, to try some. Oh my god. Don't judge me. This is so good, you guys. I cannot wait for you guys to try this one at home. I'm obsessed with this icing right now. It's amazing. I can't wait to try to make this icing with a bunch of different kinds of fruit. I think it'd be really, really good. But I've never had icing on my lemon poppy seed muffins or cupcakes before. And I don't know why. This was so good. The lemon with the poppy seed mixed with the sweetness and the kind of soury bitterness, if you want to call it that. It's not really bitter, but the taste of the blackberry was so good. It worked so well together. I want to just eat this entire sheet. I don't know what to do. I have a wedding coming up in a couple months, and I probably should not, but you only live once, so I'm just gonna keep at it. But that's all I have for this video today, you guys. I hope you liked it and I hope you learned something new. If you did like it, make sure to give this video a nice thumbs up. And don't forget to hit that subscribe button and the little bell so you don't miss another of my videos. And hello, share this video. Share it with anybody that you know who likes cupcakes. There you go. Whoever likes cupcakes, share this video. Maybe they'll learn something new. Maybe they'll go ahead and make these, or maybe they just like to watch videos of people making dessert. I don't know. But as always, if you want to get my exclusive nutrition tips, healthy food recommendations, and delicious recipes right to your inbox, then make sure to head over to my description box, click the link, and join the fam. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye, guys.